ultramarathon runner, health pioneer, fruit lover, lifestyle consultant, motivational speaker, running on fruit to save the world one banana at a time.
So Ironclad Ben asked me to tell my story from the 2011 Woodstock Fruit Festival, the inaugural Woodstock Fruit Festival at the Mendler Retreat Centre. I had been out leading a hike, a long hike. It was a 5-hour excursion from 9 AM till 2 PM. And during that excursion we climbed pretty high up a mountain and got to a beautiful viewpoint. Some of the people there decided they didn't quite have enough water, so I ended up giving away all of my water early in the trip and did the hike dry. I know from experience that I can, knowing I would hydrate as soon as I get back. And I had a little bit of a sip of water on the way back down the mountain from a running stream. And there was some pretty intense running towards the end in order to get to the viewpoint before we had to turn around. And there were maybe half a dozen of us that made it to that viewpoint. Had an absolutely amazing time on the hike. It was beautiful. Sadi cup. Mark. Canterbury number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bye, bye. On arrival back at the retreat centre, I was just entering the main building, going in to get some water and to rehydrate, and get some juicy fruit down for dinner. And then I saw a growing circle of friends outside the stairs on the grass, and they were enjoying durian, and they were forming a pile of durian scraps in the centre of the circle. And you know, some of these were good friends that I'd only sort of just gotten to know, and was really enjoying their company. And it seemed to me like a part of history from the Woodstock Fruit Festival was going down, and I didn't want to miss it. So I sat down, I got some water and then sat down in the circle, let the juicy fruit go, and went for durian. And I estimate that over the next several hours I ate about 5 reasonable sized durian, and they were really good. They were delicious. We came across some incredible durian. Even though they had been frozen, they did taste amazing. Some of the guys there, Ted Carr, Cynthia Fuhrman was there. I'll put a list down below, but there were a lot of people, a lot of good friends there. And party was over. Went to bed that night. Woke up the next morning at 6:30 AM, realizing that I hadn't had near enough water before I had all that durian. And basically durian was still sitting in my gut and hadn't digested properly because of the large volume of it, and my body wasn't hydrated, so I couldn't digest as effectively as usual. So woke up at 6:30 and with an urge to vomit. So I went to the bathroom and threw up, and felt a little bit better, but 15 minutes later again, and so for about an hour and a half I was throwing up about every 15 minutes until basically all the durian was out of my stomach. And then it was about 8 AM, and I had 1 hour until the 50k inaugural Woodstock Race was on. The 1 mile loop, you could run 1 mile, or most people did either a 5k or a 10k or a half marathon, or the 50k ultra marathon, which was 31 laps. And you know, of course, I'm the ultra marathon guy, so I was always going to do the 50k event. So I get to the starting line, still not feeling well, hadn't eaten anything, hadn't drunk anything, and I'd thrown up a lot. And I hit the starting line, and for the first 21 kilometers, the first half marathon, first 13 miles, I didn't eat anything. I didn't eat any watermelon, no food at all. I just drank water, and not a lot of that. Just didn't feel comfortable yet. By half marathon, I needed to eat something, get some glycogen back into my muscles. And so I started eating 1 to 2 slices of watermelon, like a wedge of watermelon, every 1 mile lap, and that was working perfectly. And I ended up doing that for the rest of the race, and all I ate was watermelon for the final 29 kilometres, and finished out the 50k ultra marathon. So it was quite a memorable experience. Had good times with a lot of friends. Wouldn't change it for all the world. I don't recommend eating a lot of durian when you're not hydrated.
Stay tuned for the next exciting adventure with Raw Aussie Athlete. Here, Raw Aussie Athlete reveals secrets from the depths of the galaxy. Watch Raw Aussie Athlete on his valiant and chivalrous pursuits, surrendering to the noble values of honesty, openness, and integrity, and to the timeless traits of truth, justice, and the 80-10-10 way. How will his life unfold? Which mountain will he next conquer? Where will his heart lead him? Will he find true love? Join Raw Aussie Athlete on his bold, fortuitous journey to unleash passion and purpose upon the universe and beyond. Like, subscribe, visit, add, and follow Raw Aussie Athlete.